From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We've seen a warmer day across the area, as we can see on our temperature change. We've seen at least 13 degrees warmer in Charlotte, 5 in Mason, 4 down in Jackson, and 3 degrees warmer than we were yesterday at this time here in the Lansing area. Temperatures are into the low to mid 70s, around 75 degrees in Charlotte, 73 in Mason, 73 here in Lansing, and 70 degrees down in Jackson and both down into Hillsdale. Satellite radar is showing those clouds beginning to increase. That will continue as our next round of weather does move in, and that will bring the chance for some rain showers as we head into the day tomorrow. For tonight, we'll see those mostly to partly cloudy skies, temperatures settling right back down into the 50s. All the details coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, the latest on the shooting attack against children and others in Minneapolis who had gathered for Mass. Plus, another Amish buggy crash in Michigan sends a woman to the hospital. And evidence of Stone Age coastal settlements dating back more than 8,500 years. Those stories and a lot more, and all in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Let's start that clock. And we begin with an update in the mass shooting at a Minnesota Catholic school earlier today that killed 2 kids and injured 17 people. Police say the suspect shot through windows at students who were attending Mass at the Annunciation Catholic School. The children who were killed were 8 and 10 years old. 14 of the 17 who were injured are also children. Police say the shooter, thought to be a man in his early 20s, killed himself. Coming up on 6 News at 6, how local Catholic schools are responding and what significant steps have been taken to keep students safe. The FBI investigated a church in Wayne County as part of a nationwide case involving forced labor and human trafficking. David Taylor of North Carolina and Michelle Brennan of Florida run the Kingdom of God Global Church, including the Taylor location. Officials say Taylor and Brennan used physical and psychological abuse to control followers and force them to work at call centers trying to get donations. A grand jury in Michigan returned an indictment, including charges of money laundering and forced labor. Taylor is also accused of forcing servants to bring women to him and using donations to fund his wealthy lifestyle. In Gladwin County, an Amish woman is in the hospital tonight after a crash involving a buggy and a tractor trailer this morning. Deputies say she and a 17-year-old boy were towing an empty buggy when they were hit by the truck. The boy was not hurt, and neither was the truck driver. The woman, who is 61, is expected to recover. Now, this is the second crash in Gladwin County this month involving an Amish buggy and a vehicle. On August 1st, an Amish woman was killed and 2 others injured after their buggy was hit by a Jeep. In Missouri, a grand jury convicted Marshall Lampkin of St. Louis on Tuesday of scamming the Kohl's department store chain out of $200,000 worth of merchandise. Prosecutors say Lampkin figured out how to use Kohl's cash coupons for both in-store purchases and online. He did this more than 100 times at 40 different stores and would sell some items through Facebook. The jury deliberated for 7 minutes before returning a guilty verdict. A Wisconsin man was sentenced Tuesday to 89 days in jail after faking his own death in order to leave his wife and kids and run away to the Eastern European nation of Georgia to be with another woman. Ryan Bogwart was reported missing last year after his kayak was found upside down in a Wisconsin lake. Investigators say they found evidence on his laptop that he planned to fake his death, and they tracked him down. His wife has since divorced him. Well, look at this. When a small plane crashed off the coast of North Carolina, it took the Oak Island Beach Safety Unit less than 30 seconds to rescue the pilot. On August 2nd, the pilot had to make an emergency landing and could not land on the crowded beach, so he crashed in the water. He was able to breathe in a pocket of air in the back of the cabin until rescuers got there and guided him out feet first through the windshield. Another rescue, this one off the coast of Washington State. The U.S. and Canadian Coast Guards and the Royal Canadian Air Force worked together last Sunday to rescue 2 people from a cruise ship. One was a 52-year-old woman who had a sudden heart attack and was on life support. The other was a 99-year-old man whose esophagus was blocked. The woman was taken to a Canadian hospital while the man was transferred to a medical helicopter in Washington. A U.S. Coast Guard spokesperson says this was an example of expert coordination. In Washington, D.C., lawyers for Kilmar Abrego Garcia have now requested asylum in the United States for their client. The Trump administration intends to deport him to the African country of Uganda. Administration officials say he is part of the dangerous MS-13 gang, which he denies. His lawyers say he might be tortured if sent there. Abrego Garcia is a Salvadorian national who was mistakenly sent to a notorious prison in El Salvador by the Trump administration. He was detained Monday by U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement in Baltimore after leaving a Tennessee jail on Friday. In the nation's capital today, it was all aboard for Amtrak's new Acela trains. The first next-generation Acela trains rolled out of stations in the Northeast today. The high-speed trains offer free 5G Wi-Fi, new menu items, and individual power outlets and reading lights. The next-gen Acelas are the first high-speed trains built in the U.S. 28 of them will enter service over the next couple of years. Meanwhile, under the sea near Denmark, archaeologists found evidence of Stone Age coastal settlements that were submerged by rising sea levels more than 8,500 years ago. It's part of a $16 million 6-year international project to map parts of the seabed in the Baltic and North Seas funded by the European Union. They want to explore these seabed settlements as wind farms expand offshore. Early dives uncovered animal bones, stone tools, and more. Guinness World Records is turning 70 and marking the milestone by highlighting jaw-dropping record holders from around the world. From the New Orleans basketball prodigy dribbling the most basketballs at once, that is 6 right there, to the longest human tunnel traveled by a skateboarding dog in Peru. Guinness has more than 53,000 records in its database, and on its 70th birthday, it's releasing 70 unclaimed titles for anyone itching to make history.
The imagination of people around the world is endless. And there's always new things happening, you know. There's technology gives you new ideas. We have had, for example, a lot of drones-related records recently. We're looking into AI records now.
Records still up for grabs include the most high fives in 30 seconds, the fastest time to blow a postage stamp 32 feet, and the most whoopee cushions sat on in 1 minute. And making a mess to end our first 6 minutes of news, it's once again time for Spain's annual food fight festival known as Tomatina. Tens of thousands of people threw tomatoes at each other today for 1 hour as tourists and locals swam in tomato pulp. The event is thought to have started from a spontaneous food fight that happened back in 1945. I always love seeing video of this. The cost of food, I'd be scooping up all the tomatoes and making a nice pasta sauce.
Or salsa or something. Like, honestly, someone just bring chips along, just like snack along the way. But
looks like fun.
It still looks like amazing time over there.
Yeah. I'd say you've got some pretty amazing weather coming up for this long weekend.
Yes, we do. We have a little bit of rain to get through, but then after that, we'll see some very nice, comfortable weather. All that we've been waiting for over the past couple weeks.
All right.